I'm going to be putting this almost 17-pound choice brisket on my Pit Boss pellet grill, 1600. Be the first time I've smoked a brisket on that. I'm going to trim it up here, put some rub on it. I'm going to let it set with the rub on it in the refrigerator for about 6 hours or so, because I'm putting it on tonight. I'm putting it on at 200 degrees and gonna let it smoke there all night. And then in the morning, depending on what the internal temperature, I'll wrap it and finish it off and try to get it up to 205 degrees at least, maybe could go as high as 210. It's got to be probe tender before I take it off of there. I'm going to be trimming pretty aggressive here. I want to round off some of these thin areas. That's just too thin, so I'll be cutting that off. And all the fat that I take off, I'm going to put it on the smoker with the brisket, let it render down as much as it will, and that's like liquid gold. So I'm going to start trimming here. That's just a big piece of fat. Part with the meat and the fat on it. It's going in a separate container here, and I'm going to keep that and freeze it till I got quite a bit of it. Then I'll grind it up and make some sausage. So nothing's going to waste. I want pretty nice thickness on this thinner side, which that's not too bad, but because that, it tends to cook a lot quicker and get dried out. So see, this edge, like on this side, this edge it needs to be trimmed off. I'll show you that. See, it looks a little rough, and it needs to be cut off and get down to nice fresh meat. Try to round this off nice. It'll cook a lot better. Okay, now here we got the fat side. It's really not that bad. There's a little bit here I want to take off, and some back here. I want to keep like at least a 1/4 inch of fat on there. This is my beef rub that I make. I mix this myself. Oh, just different seasonings that I've made over the years here that I start using and put it on. It's going in the refrigerator and let that rub sweat in really good, and then later tonight it will go on the smoker, and I'm going to smoke it at 200 degrees overnight. Get up in the morning, and depending on the temperature, the internal temperature, I'll probably wrap it in butcher paper Okay, I'm gonna get this thing fired up. Set it to 200 degrees. I'm going to take this top rack out. I'm going to set it up on the second rack because I don't want it down here right over the burner down there. From the few times that I've cooked on this, I have determined that the cook's cooler than the right side, so I'll put this thick end over on this side. Okay, we're just going to put this fat on here. So I'm going to close this up and on here till I get up in the morning. It is around 8:30 at night right now. So we'll see what it's like in the morning. And I'll bring you back when I get up, and we'll see where we're at. And I wanted to tell you that I'm using a apple blend pellet, and I've got it completely full, so that should be plenty till the morning. Okay, it's been right at 11 hours since I put that brisket on the smoker here, and this is the first time I'll be looking at it, so I'm excited to see what it looks like. Okay. Wow, I think that looks good. It's got a nice spark on there already. I'm going to probe it here at the thermopan and see where we're at. I'll be right here in the middle. 175. That's exactly where I want to wrap it. That's perfect. Boy, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna bring the brisket out, and I'm gonna use this unwaxed butcher paper to wrap it. Boy, that thing's just looking really good. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but there's juice just running out of that. And the bark is, I mean, it is set up. Nothing's coming off on your finger. So we'll get this wrapped and get it back on. Tight. it is. Okay, I set the temperature at 225. I got a coffee filter here to let it go through there, but man, that's just like liquid gold there. Let that drain in there for a while. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on the smoker and let it keep going. Okay, right now it's been on the smoker for 13 and a half hours. And probe is saying, right now it's saying, well, it's jumping back and forth. That point right there, 181 and it just jumped up to 185 a little bit ago. So we want to get that up to about 205, somewhere in there. But we'll check it with the probe and see what it looks like. Okay, right now it's been 15 hours. The probe here is showing 206 degrees, or it's jumping between 203 and 206. So I'm going to check it with my thermopen. I'm going to let it on there for another 15-20 minutes to check it. Some areas aren't showing quite, you know, cooked enough. So I'm going to check it here in a little bit again, and we'll go from there. The temperature down there, the probe is reading, it's jumping between 206 and 208. I'm going to get it off of here and see what it looks like. Right now it's been 15 hours and 45 minutes since it's been on here. They usually say one hour per pound, so that's getting really close. So I'm gonna get it off and check it out. It's hot. Oh wow, it's just like butter. I don't know if you can see that or not. 208 degrees. I'm gonna wrap this up again. Gotta go set this on the counter in the house till it gets down to about 140-45 degrees. That way it'll give it time to distribute all that juices in there. And you can see this tallow that I put in there, it's already starting to set up. Once it gets done, it'll just be like lard. And I'm gonna get the rest of it off of there now. Okay, just to kind of recap, I put this on at 8:30 last night, put it on the smoker at 8:30 last night, and it was at 200 degrees for 11 hours, and then I bumped it up to 225 degrees, and it went from 11 hours to almost 16 hours, not quite, maybe 15 3/4 hours at 225 degrees. And the internal temperature on the brisket is showing bumping between 206 and 208 degrees. We'll let that cool down to 140 degrees. That might take 2 hours. And then we'll open it up and slice into it and see what it's like. I'm gonna shut this smoker down now and let it go into the cooling down cycle. But it did an awesome job. I am so happy with how that worked. It's just so easy with these pellet smokers. I mean, you don't have to sit here and stoke the fire or do anything, you know. I mean, you just gotta make sure you got enough pellets. And that's another thing I wanted to point out is that's supposed to hold 26 pounds. You know, it might have used 22, 23 pounds. So that is really good. I mean, I'm so happy with that. I was very hesitant about buying this because I'm used to, you know, charcoal and wood and all that. I've got different kinds of smokers that I use charcoal and wood on. I didn't know if I wanted to spend the money on this or not. At this point right now, I'm just really glad I did. It's just so easy to do, and you can have awesome barbecue without a lot of work to it. Like sitting there watching the fire for 10, 12, 15 hours, you know. So I'm gonna shut this down and let it go into the cooling down cycle. Fan will keep running for probably 10 or 15 minutes till it's cooled down enough. Well, I'll bring it back when that's down to 140 degrees. Okay, it's down to 140, 145 degrees, somewhere in there. So I'm gonna get it unwrapped. Just wanted to show you a close-up of that bark. I'm gonna slice it now and see what we got. I'm going to put a little bit of this tallow on top of it even. And it's good to have a little on the board when you're trying to slice this, because that helps get the job done better. Okay, I'm going to slice it. I'm going to go right in the middle here, right where the point connects to the flat here. So I'm going to slice down this and wow, I hope you can see that. That is just juicy as can be. I don't want to squeeze any of the juice out of it. It's got a smoke ring. Wow. Just as tender as can be. I have to try one of these. I'll tell you, that beef flavor, I mean, it's just pure beef flavor with a little bit of the seasoning on top. But that is just, I think that's one of the best briskets I ever ate. Get some of this bark. Slice a little bit of this point. Get a little bit of this point with some of the fat in it there. Oh. I tell you, I can't see how brisket can get any better than that. I can't stop eating it. I got to get a little bit of this burnt end. Uh-oh. That is just crazy good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed making it, even though I'm sleeping through most of it, but but that's the benefits of having a pellet grill. I think it just turned out really, really good. It's got a nice smoke ring all the way around it. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this video and eat me some brisket. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and it helps out a lot. Thanks for watching.